What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome once again to No Life to Metal. It's time for another edition of The Mail. That's right, another edition of The Mail. The Mail. This edition of The Mail is brought to you by several people. Unfortunately, over the last few weeks, I've just been super busy at work, working crazy hours, 11 to 12-hour shifts. And then I've been out of town on the weekends, so I just haven't had time to do anything. And then last week, my buddy Olaf was here. You might have seen the video I did with him. So I didn't want to do filming videos of opening, packages while he was here. So he left this past weekend, and it is Monday night. And I thought, all right, now's a good time to do it. So this first big black box is from Helmut Diggy. What do I know about Helmut Diggy? He's been doing videos for the VC for, I'm going to say, 6 months to a year, somewhere in that range. What's exciting about his channel is he shows everything. I mean, he's got classic rock, your David Bowies and your Beatles and stuff like that. He shows hard rock, he shows heavy metal, he shows punk. He's got a little bit of everything. He's constantly watching other people's videos and adding to his want list and buying those records and showing them on his channel. So he always has great stuff to show. So if you're into watching people show records, which I am, you'll dig his channel because that's what he does. I think he's fairly new to collecting vinyl, so he's constantly adding stuff that, the thing about some of these guys in the VC, including myself, we show so much obscure stuff because, a lot of the more common stuff we just don't have. We already have, so we don't ever show it. But he's showing a lot of that stuff plus obscure stuff. For instance, we'll just dig in this box. But he has shown quite a bit of stuff. He actually shown a few things that I didn't have. One thrash record from an independent band who's, I can't remember how to pronounce their name, Sonic Plague, I believe it was. Didn't have it, told him I didn't have it, and he sent it to me. So there you go. Alright, so, I use my handy knife and open up this box. See what's in here. So we got ourselves a sun visor, in case I want to do some tanning. And then we got a little note. And I know who this is from because on the front of it says, and I don't want to show the, but it says Donny Marie inside. And the last box I sent said Donny Marie inside too, but there's no name on here. So last time I opened it up not knowing it was him. This time I kind of figured it was him, but knowing him, there may be Donny Marie inside. I wouldn't put it past him. So let's see what's in this box. Like I said, Donny Marie inside. He wasn't lying. So that's funny. I wonder if Deep Purple's on here. So Donny Marie, featuring songs from their television show. Deep Purple, Come On Marianne, and A, My Name is Alice. Alright, so, oh man, there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. Super awesome. Salat, A History of Time to Come. Fantastic. Speed metal, featuring, I'm going to forget his name, so I got to look it up real quick. Andy Sneap, yeah, that's it. Featuring Andy Sneap. Of course, Andy went on to become a very famous producer. The most recent thing that I believe I received or got from him was the Scintilla project, which I believe I have sitting right back here somewhere. Let's see here. Maybe not. I just listened to the other day. Anyhow, he's done tons of very great records, metal records. Very well-known producer. But before that, he was in this band, speed metal band called Sabat, and they are just fantastic. And I didn't have this. I'm not sure how I knew that, unless I said something in one of his videos. But this is awesome, and I'm kind of shocked that he sent me such an awesome record. And oh my god, this is Hades. If at first you don't succeed, New Jersey heavy metal, speed metal band. Again, another one I didn't have, and awesome. Pure straight up metal from the East Coast. This is from, I believe, the early 90s, maybe even late 80s. Let's see here. 1989, yeah. Again, one that I don't have, one you don't see around very often. Break the mold with their long-awaited follow-up to the critically acclaimed Resisting Success. fantastic album, and this is a fantastic package, and it's not even all that's in here. Right on. Helmut told me he was going to be going to a record store and that they had a bunch of stuff for sale, and he sent me a list of some of the stuff, and one of the things that was in that list was the Runaways Queen of Noise. And he told me he had already bought it for himself, so either he found another copy or he sent me his copy, which is very, very generous. Love the Runaways, and as I told him when I was telling him I was looking for it, the copy I have is trashed. It is just, I mean, it's just unplayable. It's basically a place filler. And this one is just beautiful. On the Mercury label, that's the Runaways Queens of Noise. Featuring, of course, Rita Ford, Joan Jett, Cherie Currie, among others. And that's not even it. This box still has more in it. There are some 7-inch singles in here. And if you guys watch my channel, you know that I'm a huge fan of 7-inch singles. So let's see what's in here. Right on. The Run DMC Dio Project Stars. Of course, this song, Stars. We're stars. You know that song? Yeah, it's got everybody on it. That was anybody back in the 80s. Rob Halford, Ken Nugent, the guys from Quiet Riot. I even have the guys from Spinal Tap on here. Eric Bloom from Blue Oyster Cult, Don Dokken, Paul Sortino. Who else is on here? Kevin Dubrow, I said. Dave Menikendi from Y&T. Yngwie Malmsteen, Jeff Tate, just, yeah, a lot of guys. And I didn't, this is one of the singles I just didn't have. And again, I'm not sure if I told him that or how he knew that, but regardless, it's very cool to have this as part of my collection. I know my buddy Metal Theologian loves this record. It's one of his absolute favorites, and so I'm sure he's going to be really jealous that I have that one. Right on. And this is awesome as well. I do like some 80s rap, some, but I'm a huge Aerosmith fan, and Walk This Way, Run DMC. Of course, this is a collaboration Run DMC did with Aerosmith. Not only did it become a huge hit for Run DMC, it also helped put Aerosmith back on the map. You know, they had just done their reunion tour with the Done With Mirrors album. It did okay, but they weren't, you know, breaking sales records with that album, and they certainly weren't breaking sales records at Coliseums they were playing either. After this, they were suddenly selling out Coliseums again. And then, of course, they came back with Permanent Vacation and just broke sales records once again. So anyhow, very cool 7-inch single from Run DMC, Walk This Way, featuring Aerosmith, produced by Rick Rubin, I think. Back with King of Rock, which I think is from their first album. And lastly, this is very cool as well. Def Leppard, Bring On the Heartbreak remix with Me and My Wine, which was a B-side that was exclusive to the single at the time. It's since been re-released on, I think it's there's some remastered versions out there with that as a bonus track, and I know there are CD versions with it as a bonus track, because I own that. Regardless, this is a very cool Def Leppard single. Back when they were still considered a heavy metal band, hard rock band, whatever you want to call it, before they went to the pure pop sounds of Course and Sugar on Me. Very, very cool. Helmut Diggy, I'm going to put a link below. Helmut Diggy. Helmut Diggy. Check out his channel if you will. And that's it for that package. However, I still have more. Next up, a few CDs. This is actually from, I went 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Went to the San Diego Heavy Metal Swap Meet. Met up with Guilty Forgiven. Guilty Forgiven being his YouTube name. And I'll put a link below to Guilty Forgiven's channel as well. And he had a few CDs he handed me. This is Mortal, and I still don't know how to pronounce the name of this. I'm pretty sure that says Wake. Wake. Oh, there you go. Wake. W-A-K-E. Wake. This was the 3rd full-length album for the formerly industrial metal band. They put out 2 great albums that I really enjoy, and then 1 live EP that I also enjoy. With this, they took a different tone. They went more toward the straightforward 90s style, hard rock, alternative rock, whatever you want to call it. Didn't like it as much as the first 2. I used to own it, and I traded it off. When he showed this as a pile of stuff he was getting rid of, I said I would like to have it. So he gave it to me. I haven't heard it again, so it's been, you know, years since I've heard it. And then also, he brought me the CD, and I don't know much about this. It's an independent CD. from 2000 by Obadiah. Now, if you know anything about Guilty Forgiven, he's a huge fan of Christian rock and Christian metal, and I can only assume that's what this is. I have not heard it yet. Is actually sitting there waiting to show it before I did anything with it. But yeah, it's a self-released album from 2000 on basically on a CDR. But looking forward to hearing it. I loved hearing that kind of demo stuff. And then also the new EP, I believe, from 80s band Tempest. Tempest was a band who featured Jamie Rowe and Mick Rowe, brothers, and they had this kind of old school, early Motley Crue sound, kind of like Too Fast for Love, that kind of stuff, and they've been, broken up for years. Of course, Jamie Rowe went on to be with Guardian for a long time, but Mick Rowe came back and recorded this EP with all new members. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. I do like the two Storm albums that they released in the 80s, so on the Pure Metal label. So there you go, Tempest. So those are from my brother in arms, Guilty Forgiven. Like I said, I'll put a link below. Very cool cat. He's really got a... he's another guy who's showing a lot of stuff, everything from obscure stuff to very common stuff, because he's rebuilding a collection from scratch. So you're going to see the common records, and I know some people don't like to see them, but I do, because there's nothing wrong with seeing another Judas Priest record, because you get to comment on it and say how much you love that record, and that's kind of what you get with this channel. Like I said, a lot of Christian rock and Christian metal as well. If that offends you, I don't know why it would, but that's what he likes and that's what he shows. Not all. Of course, he shows a little bit of everything, but that is one of his favorite styles of music. So there you go. So that was the second one. So this is a third up. This one also from the Heavy Metal Swap Meet. I haven't even opened this one up, so I don't even know what's in here. This one comes from Chemical Warfare. Nathan, who he just handed me this up there. I put it in my bag. I did not look to see what was in it. I was waiting to film it, and I'm finally getting to do it almost 3 weeks later. So let's see what's in this package. All right, first of all, there is a... he told me he wanted me to check this band out, Hypnosia, so he just kind of duped off a CDR for me to check out, which I will check out. Hypnosia, name of the album, Extreme Hatred. Extreme Hatred. Whatever. Oh, this is a very odd cover. It's one of those three-dimensional covers. Not sure how that all this is going to show. New wave of classic heavy metal from Cloven Altar. Number 76 of 500, limited edition on Stormspell. Stormspell always has the best cover art and stuff. I love their stuff. So very cool. Thank you very much, Nathan. And then this one here is Die Hard. Evil always returns. Emission. Let's see if I can read the rest of it. Emissaries of the Reaper. Kind of looking a bit like Venom, and as I recall, he told me they kind of sound a bit like Venom. They kind of have that 80s raw sound. Venom and I want to say Tank and Warfare and bands like that from back in the day. But I haven't actually heard them, so I can't tell you 100% that's what they sound like. They got the little thrash till death thing going on here, so I'm assuming I'm probably right on that. They definitely look the part. And I'm assuming they're going to sound the part too. Nathan is a metalhead. Young guy too. He's only 21 years old, but he knows his stuff and he knows his metal. And I'm talking from the most extreme stuff to the lighter side of metal. I mean, he just loves it all, and he knows his history of metal. And he's got a lot of favorite bands he shows. Definitely worth checking his channel out. So Chemical Warfare, Nathan. Put a link below. Like I said, thank you very much, Nathan. You didn't need to give me anything, but I appreciate it. And lastly, this one comes from a guy I consider one of my friends, in and out of the VC. He's a former New Mexican who unfortunately has moved away from New Mexico now. But he sent me this box. Eric Dust, EJD715 being his YouTube username, and this box too has been sitting here. Let's see here. And I have no idea what's in here until just now when I'm opening it up. I knew a couple things because he showed them and said he was going to pass them on to me. So, and there's one on the top is one I knew about. This is Metal Blade release. This is Heavy Metal Soldiers by Pandemonium. Many people consider these guys a B-rate, straightforward heavy metal band that basically weren't ready yet to be signed. I don't know. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it isn't. I don't know. But I just like this band. One of those bands that I grew up with. Here's a picture you don't see very often. A heavy metal band smiling. They actually don't look too bad considering, most 80s bands back then looked rather cheesy with bandanas hanging over themselves. These guys went for the more denim and leather, straightforward look. But yeah, smiling is not something you see very often from metal bands. I don't know why. You love what you do. How do you get a smile? Anyhow, heavy metal from 1983. So this is a pretty early release for that style of metal. And I did not have this. It was on my list to pick up. Very glad to have it. As well as the Hole in the Sky album from them. This is their follow-up. They went for a little more, slightly more mainstream sound here. Still straightforward heavy metal. Would not call this pop metal or hair metal, or whatever you want to label it these days. This was from 85 or 84, somewhere in that area. 85. And the look was getting a little more mainstream as well. Went from the black and blue denim and leather look to the spandex color look that was popular in the 80s. Whatever. It's not the look that counts to me. It's the music. And Hole in the Sky is a cool album. I can't tell you which one I like better. I haven't heard these in years. I had them back in the 80s, so I'm glad to have them. And wow, what's next is a shock. I did not know this was coming. This is Soilwork, the Red Majestic, on red vinyl. This is a sealed copy. Looks like a 2-album set. It is gatefold. Wow, very nice gift from Eric Dust. Very glad to have this. Haven't heard it yet, and I believe this was their new album from last year. So Soilwork, red vinyl, the Red Majestic. Excuse me. TKO, Let It Roll. I don't know this band. I have to check them out. I know of them. I haven't heard them. Maybe some of you guys have and can tell me something about them. I believe this is a 70s album, though. 1979. The look is very 70s, early 80s. Like I said, I don't know anything about them, so I have to check them out. And then finally, an album that looks real metal, and again, one that I have not heard. This is a band called Epitaph. And the front looks pretty metal. You got your fists with the rings on there, and your spiked wristband, and leather jacket. And then you flip it over on the reverse side, and the band picture doesn't match the front cover. So you've got this guy in his sweater jacket here, and you got your orange boots, red pants, yellow and blue striped shirt. I'm surprised his wife let him out of the house looking like that. And not even a killer mustache. So who knows? I can't tell you what this one's going to sound like. Front cover looks pretty promising. The back cover looks pretty scary. I really have not heard this band, so I can't say. I'm just, goofing with the artwork. And then there are some CDs in this box. Let's see what's in here. Oh, dropping stuff. Red, White, and Blood. Generation Kill. Seasons of Mist Records. Can't say that I know this one. I'll have to check it out. Anybody know who this is? Let me know, because I have not heard it. Looks almost like a cover for a video game. Band looks kind of like Slayer or Exodus. Maybe that's the sound. We'll find out. Gravedigger. The Gravedigger. This is from 2001. Classic album from them. I actually really like this record. Don't have it on vinyl. I do have this one on CD, so this is an extra copy. Nothing wrong with that. That means they'll be giving it to somebody else in the VC. So, but it's a great record. I've heard it many, many times. Chris Boltendahl, German band, and here's a picture of the band in the back, and the album cover itself. So yeah, very cool. Thank you very much, Eric. Ken Nardi, of course, the guy from Anacrusis, the guitar player, singer from Anacrusis. This being his solo album. Not heard it. This is brand new, I think. Just came out like this year or late last year. Ken Nardi. Can't say that I've actually heard it yet, though, so I'm looking forward to hearing it. Of course, Anacrusis being a very technical, progressive thrash band. So perhaps Nardi is somewhere in that same range. I don't know. Or maybe not, because maybe that's why he's doing solo. Have to find out. Haven't heard it yet. And finally, this is October 31. This is Stage Fright. Live album from them. And this is very raw. Almost bootleg quality, but I love it. I love anything October 31st. And I always like the back cover with the pumpkin puking into the toilet. Pumpkin seeds. So there you go. EJD715. Another man who knows his metal. Also does show some classic rock. A little bit of everything. But mostly metal and hard rock. The guy's got a great channel. He shows some awesome obscurities that you're not going to see in other channels. He always manages to find the greatest stuff in stores. He doesn't even seem to buy a whole lot online. He just manages to find stuff in stores. So check out his channel as well. Like I said, link below. That's it. So there you go. 4 packages from 4 awesome people, all in one video. And I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment below. Let me know anything you know about any of these releases, and I will answer you back. So I appreciate it. God bless. Stay strong.